stream. Again, those streams we discuss about proper. You see the journey from 0 to 10 million. We're still at 0 today, 45, 46. I'm not sure, but you'll see this growing, and that's going to start this week because this week we start the paid challenges. So up to now, it was really just, well, first building out the platform, and you saw it live. It's great to see, like in 45 days, how far we've come on virtually all metrics, whether that's community, whether that's even the 100K to a million challenge, we're nearly at 100% gain, which is great. But product-wise, community-wise, it's great to see how far we've come, but I'm obviously not content or satisfied at all. We're at 0, the road is 10 million, so it's like, it's orders of magnitude. Anyway, we will have recorded the recap yesterday. That is going to be posted today. I just wanted to give you a quick glimpse. It's also because it's nothing really, I mean, I'm not exactly sure what I've mentioned yesterday. We will do a quick walkthrough of the proper app so you see what's went on. Some pretty cool updates that I'm excited to share. Quickly, what we've shipped last week is obviously we went live in production. You can see the transparency dashboard. We've got 1,314 free trial users, 4,800 folks on the wait list. You can see the pass rate. Now you can see you can see I've just added this, so that's why I'm big bugging, but I think there's something that is wrong about this. Anyway, I have to troubleshoot. You can see every stats. It's pretty cool. Obviously, we'll add a lot more stuff, like the payouts we'll add this week, because we started to sell challenge accounts. We will add some stuff like latency and downtime. Downtime is a big topic for this week. We've added discount codes on the Stripe transparency board, which is discussed, purchase history. So let me go to the beta environment, which has the latest state. I'm in French here, but we'll go back to English. Let me check. So we've added, purchase history, sorry. You can see there is something new on the charts. I'm excited for this. What did we add? Sorry, purchase history. We need to add a loader. Okay, all right. Well, we have the bug live, but I believe in product works. You can see your purchase history. I'll troubleshoot later. Notification preferences. We've had a lot of folks mention that you don't want to be spammed with trading activity alerts or whatever, so you can turn that on or off, and that's going to appear on your notification panel. That's pretty cool. Trading terminal indicators, that's exactly what we have here. We've integrated Velo. So these are derivative data, and it's really what I use for trading. If you look at the daily streams, you see how I think about the. Sorry, I think someone's making an update to beta at the moment. Okay. Sorry, I have to do some stuff. Okay. All right. Let's see what we have. Do we have a beta? I think we have a beta deployment. I don't think this is a bug. All right. So let me just check something quickly. Okay, and this is not. We don't deploy anything at the moment, so, but wait, let me check. We've, it's interesting the beta environment is down. We actually haven't had some issues there. Okay, it seems to be back up. Yes, some indicators that we've added. So you see the derivative data, and you see some more technical indicators like the SMA, EMA, volume indicators. Some ask like, why don't we have like the TradingView advanced charts? That's something that we will add, just not now. Like we're discussing with the TradingView team at the moment. But it's something that's gonna be there in the next few days. Personalizable slippage limits. You can now tag your wallets to your payouts. Here, you can have your wallets in your payout history. And then for whenever you request a payout, you'll be able to select to which wallet you want this payout to be. Again, the payouts are on the Ethereum network with USDC. Referral system, now you can see your referral link, and well, you can generate your link and then see your stats, which is pretty cool. On growth, yeah, that was great stuff. That's data from yesterday that grew between yesterday and today. 100K to a million challenge. We'll do a topic on this. A brief on this just after. But we've grown this by a few thousand. Business metrics, we're still at 0. Next week focus, that's what I wanted to discuss here. One big thing is this downtime and latency monitoring. Obviously, we can't go live in prod with something that's not 100% stable. Stable, not just like whenever we do a deployment today, our infra is down, and a big priority for early this week is infrastructure work and notifying users. And it's a very small piece of work, but this downtime and latency monitoring is something that's we are adding, I think, in prod today. So you see what services are down, if any are down. Our SLA that we target is obviously 99% uptime. We've had, I can actually show you, but we've had a pretty big traffic in the last few days. I'm gonna show you in transparency how this looks like in our Cloudflare panel. Do you see my screen? No, you don't see this. Let me show you this. We have, and that's great to see. It's just great to see traction overall. We can't, downtime is great in the sense that downtime means that you have good traction. And today we have, like, in the last 7 days, we've had almost 20K unique visitors, and it's just great to see. We went live essentially a week ago, and you have that traction. It's great. But that means, I think today, this week, is gonna be maybe lighter on new features, because we have to make sure we can guarantee 99% SLA, especially as we go live in production. As we go live with funded challenge or like paid evaluations. Translations is actually live in prod. We made a prod deployment last night. So if you fancy trading on God mode, you can now connect. You can now use the Chinese, and I think that's up in prod as well. We've enabled Chinese, German, Dutch, Spanish, French, and I think it's pretty comprehensive throughout the whole app. If you speak the underlying language, please let me know, and we'll make some changes. But there was actually pretty heavy work to just take all of the static elements and then plug that through, that's basically localization, plug that through 𝑖18n, and then we have a CRM on the back end to make the changes, so we can do that stuff dynamically. We're adding dynamic fees with HIP3, so one of the things that we don't have at the moment is so today you see on BC, so I'm on my 𝘓𝘓𝘓𝘴 account, and you see the fee rate. This is a reduced fee rate because I think I have some volume. I'm on tier 1, which is still like a low tier. But if you look at oil, for example, you'll see that you have discounted fee rates, and we want to add so dynamic fees, which we don't have at the moment. Funding fees, we actually don't accrue hourly funding on the app. That's something we want to add. Analytics revamp, honestly, analytics looks very bad. Leaderboard, we have a PR on this. Affiliate dashboard, that's pretty much done. It's up in prod. Translation is up in prod as well. Discount account binding, it's we have a pull request that's live. We just need to merge that. KYC, maybe it's gonna be a stretch. I don't know. I think that's the nice to have. We really want to, and maybe we won't even have. Maybe we won't have the. No, I think this is all gonna fit. Whatever I put here, it's basically whatever I tell the I lead the product development, and that means I assign functionalities and features, and that I've told the team, James and Vladdy, which are like we're 3 engineers, like 3 people working on the code base, and I've told the 2 other members that's the priority. Milestones for this week is I think I should have put SLA as a milestone. So SLA, what does SLA mean actually? I'm not even sure. SLA is when, service level agreement. But that's basically, we have this with Xborg as well, is whenever you have a contract that's related to software, you have to have guarantees on uptime and SLA. Like uptime is one of the SLA points. So we want to have like 99% uptime, which means we're up 99% of the time. Obviously, as a trading product, we can't not have this, and I want to be clear that it's the top priority, and if we have to delay features because of that, we'll do so. We have the first seed run vault, so 300k volts. That's going to be up on Thursday. We have to get everything ready, like the launch pad, etc. won't take so long, and we're targeting 2,500 free trial users. So these are folks that will use the free trial today. It's 1,300, and it's going to be a big week. Like it's going to be fairly stressful because we can't make mistakes with the first customers, and it's going to be, I know it's going to be a challenging week. Plus the seed round vault, it's still a small size, and that's, it doesn't mean so much, but it's still the first time we go out to the community. I think we've done great work, but you have to recognize the market honestly is looking so bad. And that makes a good transition for the challenge. We are up quite a bit. Yesterday we took a trade. We took a trade on BTC, which we also booked for the challenge. So today you see, I'm actually not connected there. We have a BTC short against a hype short against a BTC long with I think 2x delta. I think that's the exposure we have. So the thesis was fairly simple. It's that we sold off on Friday. We sold off on Friday with the big VIX spikes. Everything was down, oil was up, etc. But nothing happened on the weekend. I think the market on Friday was pricing in. It's all about probabilities, right? I don't have a crystal ball. We got a lot of the directions right recently. There will be a day where that's going to change. But my point was, nothing happened this weekend. Like no major escalation. I think on Friday people were pricing in that the US would take over the 𝘬𝘓𝘅 Island. 𝘬𝘓𝘅 Island is where most of the exports from Iran are managed. I'm no expert there. I just know 𝘬𝘓𝘅 is like a very strategic point, and I believe the market was starting to price in, and we can maybe check Polymarket, see if we have any, if that's giving us any clues. Well, whilst this is loading, I believe the market was pricing this, and because nothing happened this weekend, I thought, okay, maybe it's just mispriced, and that means the CME is gonna be green, and we were set up for a quick mean reversion. I took a short on Friday on BTC, and as we said yesterday, we've covered that short for like close to break even. For a very small gain, because my thesis was that if something were to happen, it would happen on Friday evening or Saturday morning, and it was Saturday evening that we flipped because essentially nothing happened. And I think if something had to happen, it would have happened during this time frame, because then you're too close to CME, and we know Trump likely does not want to attack when you're too close to the market opening. That was the thesis, and that's why we took a long. We also took the long on the basis of having shorts be trapped. Like a lot of people had hedged on the way down, and you can see pretty much this. And we can see a bunch of that, and we've commented about this in this period, and What you see is exactly what we've discussed yesterday. Like you see this ramp up as basically shorts closing. And that's because the hedge that the market had put on Friday, they've taken off this hedge. Wait. Sorry, I had to reply to something. So the read on the market was correct. Like it was really good read. Now our current positioning is pretty much the one I have on my hyperliquid address, which is, I think I'm a bit more levered on hyperliquid. I'm running, this account is like 100K, and I'm running 2x delta. So I have, my delta is like my net long exposure, and I've got, how much is this? It's 350K in short exposure, and then 750. So it's like roughly 2x delta that we're running. And my plan at the moment is that I think room to squeeze a bit more, especially around New York Open, and to mean revert. You basically want to punish the guys that were shorts and piling shorts there, and I think the probability of cleaning this first is higher. Now, we're running a pair trade at the moment, so that means we're not, although we're still delta long, I still think we have, I'm still, the shorts I'm running, hype short and tau short, I think me time frame this is going to play out good. I'm very confident in the shorts, and so my default exposure is going to be short, just because I'm mindful of the high time frame trade, and basically hedging this exposure over time. And that's why I took I've added a long on top. Some could have said, why don't you just take off the hype shorts and tau shorts and go long BTC just with less leverage? I just think that those two tokens will go down over time, and I don't want to micromanage those positions. I would much rather micromanage a BTC long and then take off the hype and tau short. Over than just taking off those two shorts. So the question now is, what do we do with this long leg? When do we take it off? Do we even take it off if we want to? My signal to take this one off is going to be cleaning up the OI a bit more. If you go to this range, I'd be inclined to take off the BTC long, and then that means your net short. That to me should coincide with tapping into this level, 69 and 70,000. I'm pretty confident we can get there if we clean more of that positioning. I think that depends on what the market does around New York Open. But I think the market was on spacing a much worse behavior than what we saw this weekend. I still think things are very bad. The disruption on the, it's basically an energy crisis. The impacts it's hard to assess, but in Asia it's terrible already. I've shared a video on my Telegram. If you want to basically, now I'm saying, hey, we went long BTC. I think we've covered that on on the stream yesterday, but all of that is streamed in real time on Telegram, and also on Discord, by the way. Now, if things go opposite way, let's say New York Open is not panning out the way we thought it would, I will basically cut this BTC long close to break even, maybe at a tiny win or tiny loss, and then be net short. I think the hey 𝘧𝘢𝗍𝗄, hey 𝗙𝗂𝗄𝗧, how the platform works. Well, I'm on the Hyperliquid now, but the platform that we're building is I'm in Chinese now, but the platform that we're building is it's a prop firm, so you can purchase a challenge, and then you can. Today we're only doing free trials, and you have a profit target to reach, and you have to stay within the daily limits. And then today you win nothing. Today you win nothing, but this week we'll start to roll out. So today, if you want to use the platform, you go to app.proper.xyz, and then you can just start your free trial. So if things go opposite way, we'll just cut and then be net short. Still do think that the markets, I don't like what the markets is, in terms of trends, we're below the 4-hour 200 day. And I think if we go to the daily, we're even below this EMA. I think what we can see, what we can maybe have is and this is just guessing, but we're basically, wait, I'm like a bit too bearish here. You will have something like this, which is exactly what you had. I'm bad at drawing stuff. Wait. You can see I'm definitely not pro TradingView users. But basically this structure, you test the 200 day, and then you clean a bit more the market. I think this is what can happen. So what I'm going to do today is, today or tomorrow, I think if we go to 69 to 70, take off the long leg and then assess the market and eventually go short. Go short BTC with an invalidation that would be on the 72.5 or 72, and then keep that short leg until you're invalidated. That's my mental framework. I think the market is still not fully pricing in. Yeah, 𝗙𝗂𝗄𝗧, it's a perp trading platform. It's built on top of Hyperliquid, so you can trade derivatives. We're adding support for new markets in about 3-4 weeks, optimistically. 3-4 weeks we'll add Solana spot assets. So that's the setup. I don't have any other thing in mind. I could assess other like long legs. Like the thing is, I don't want to be bothered. I don't have time so much to look at the markets, and I want to keep it sort of easy to read. And I think the current plan is, if we lose the point of control here from March 12th, then maybe a bounce on the value area at 53. The thing is, I'm not exactly sure. I don't want to be bear hold so much. High time frame BTC is down 50%. Just Chicago. Wait, I'm gonna take the money around. It's a nice username. By the way, great to see momentum here on the stream. I don't want to be bear hold too much on the high time frame. I think the order book depth is the order book depth is much bigger than in the previous range. Like if we look at the full hour, the order book depth that we had here on the fall was not streaming there, but you would know the order book depth was very slim, and today we have a lot more support on the order book depth. So that means the market's a bit more active. To me, if you go to range lows, I think a lot of people will want to bid. Maybe a lot of people end up bidding the defend 60K, and then you wick down to like 57, 55. I think 53 is a bit of it's a bit of a stretch. I think we are we're set up to. Yeah, what you're saying is basically would fall back into this range, which I think makes sense, though. It's basically doing the same range as that summer of 2024, which was a crazy range. That personally, I got chopped so much on this range. Maybe it makes sense, and I think maybe we'll be playing that structure. I don't know. I just know order book depth is looking much cleaner now. But you also don't want to be bear hold. I think in terms of probability, you still have. It's now dependent on this war, and the ramification of this energy crisis. I don't know. No one really knows. I think in terms of energy shock, it's nothing that we've seen very recently. In terms of pricing, this is super hard. And you could definitely have a movement of panic on the market, but you have to keep in mind that it's definitely a tricky place. That's honest answers, you just don't know. I think the easiest play is to short range highs and long range lows. Until proven otherwise, if 60K doesn't hold, then you can assume, yeah, we go lower, but I want to step in at the extremes. So I step in at 69, 70, close to range highs, and then I step in at range lows. The mistake I had made in summer 2024 was assuming this was not a big range, and I just not make that mistake again. It's a range until proven otherwise. And structurally, we've discussed about this long opportunity, and then I'll end the stream because I've got so much work to do. It's already 10 a.m. here. STRC flows, we're approaching the VWAP pressure. So I've built this tool, and STRC is still a very compelling instrument. And I think the reflectivity of STRC is good. So if you were to go to range lows in the coming days, I think you can go long on just the back of this VWAP pressure. Snapshot day is now in about 10 days. And I think people will start front running those flows. So to me, if you give me 62, 63, I'm bidding this, and your invalidation is like lose 60, but then I would likely take a long exposure again just on the back of this STRC thing. I think it's a pretty compelling argument for going long. And last question, 𝘁𝗀𝘀𝗀, is there a difference between this and the other trading platforms? It's, well, not like a platform per se. We are a prop firm, so we finance good traders. Traders can purchase an evaluation, and then we fund them with capital. We're built on top of Hyperliquid, but we don't compete with PerpDex. We compete with other prop firm structures, and that's the big difference. In terms of what we offer on the trading terminal is definitely not very advanced. Like it's gonna be much better. We have so much more to build. I'm talking to the MMT team just now. Literally just now, to eventually do an integration. Today we integrated 𝘵𝘳𝘀 to have good indicators. I'm trying to build this platform as the platform I would like to use, and yeah, I think we'll get there. Just give us a few weeks, and I think mid this year, I'm pretty confident we'll have the best UX on the prop firm market, and the offering is quite cool already. We can use, you can express your views on, oil if you want, silver, S&P, not just crypto, which is pretty cool. We inherit the growth of HIP3 and Hyperliquid, maybe prediction markets with HIP4 one day. Not planned just yet. Anyway, it's enough for me, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in. It was great engagement, and I wish you all a great start to the week. And take the money and run. Yeah, the big thing about the platform is, so a big difference between us and other prop firms is, one is transparency. We have a transparency dashboard at ProprXYZ. Transparency that you want about revenues, pass rates, payouts. We're just in a free trial, but as soon as we do the funded accounts, we'll have the payouts, and you'll see those on chain. You can see remotely anything you want, even margin rate, like what's our margins. And so that's the difference. UX is the other difference, like the product offering, because we inherit the Hyperliquid offering, and honestly the UX of most prop firms suck. And then the last is user alignment. None of the value that we create accrues to equity holders. The whole value accrues to token holders. And you can think of it as a hype or pump type ownership coin that we were launching. And that's, I've made an article about this, but the TLDR is, I think the tech has no moats anymore. And that if you want to retain users, you have to give them ownership of the platform. And yeah, so you can expect that every persons that use the platform in the early days, because they contribute to the economic value of the platform, will get rewarded, and also just get rewarded continuously for using the platform. It's what I think will give us an edge over the medium term. Have to go to work, guys. That was a great stream. I see you tomorrow.